In the world of fame, perfection often comes with a scalpel. What begins as a small tweak to boost confidence can spiral into obsession, turning familiar faces into strangers. Hollywood's pursuit of eternal youth has created icons and cautionary tales alike, where beauty enhancements cross the line into haunting transformation. Behind every lifted brow and sculpted cheek is a story of pressure, pain, and the illusion of control. These are 10 celebrities whose surgical journeys didn't just change their looks, they changed how the world saw them. Jocelyn Wildenstein. Once a glamorous New York socialite, she became known worldwide as Catwoman, a nickname born not from affection but from shock. Her metamorphosis began decades ago when she reportedly tried to reshape her face to resemble a feline, hoping to please her then-husband who adored big cats. Over the years, she is said to have undergone dozens of procedures, facelifts, cheek implants, eye lifts, each one stretching her appearance further from the woman she once was. Her high cheekbones became dramatically exaggerated, her eyes widened unnaturally, and her skin took on a taut, almost waxen smoothness. Tabloids turned her into a spectacle, but Jocelyn never hid or denied her choices. "I love what I see," she once insisted. "It's evolution, not transformation." Her story reflects more than personal vanity. It reveals the darker side of privilege and insecurity, where limitless wealth and access blur the boundary between self-expression and self-erasure. Jocelyn's surgeries didn't just change her face, they became her identity, immortalizing her as both a fascination and a warning. The next celebrity almost lost his life all for cosmetic enhancement. Pete Burns. The late frontman of Dead or Alive was a pop rebel who became an icon for his flamboyant style and androgynous beauty. His look was part of his brand, sharp cheekbones, pouty lips, and a confidence that dared anyone to look away. But what began as artistic self-expression evolved into a tragic compulsion. After his initial nose surgery, Pete became fixated on constant enhancements, undergoing countless lip injections, cheek implants, and facial reconstructive procedures. Over time, his face became a battleground of medical complications and failed repairs. In interviews, he admitted to nearly losing his life after a botched lip surgery left him with severe infections. Yet, even in pain, he defended his right to alter his body, saying, "I was Frankenstein before I even had surgery." The irony is that his transformation, which once symbolized liberation and individuality, ended as a haunting lesson about the human cost of chasing an ever-receding ideal. His final years were marked by surgeries to fix the damage, not to create beauty. The next celebrity limited her acting chops due to too much surgery, limiting her ability to express herself. Joan Van Ark, remembered for her role as Valine Ewing on Knots Landing, once radiated natural charm, a mix of Hollywood grace and quiet strength. Her performance, warm and nuanced, reflected a face that moved freely, a smile that reached the eyes. But over the years, that face began to change. What had been subtle maintenance reportedly turned into overcorrection. Her skin grew unnaturally tight, her lips thinned from repeated procedures, and her expression seemed permanently frozen. Fans and critics were stunned by her later public appearances. Many lamented that the emotional nuance that once defined her performances seemed buried beneath cosmetic rigidity. Her transformation became a talking point for how easily the line between preservation and distortion can blur in a culture obsessed with youth. Whether it was facelifts, fillers, or Botox, the result left her nearly unrecognizable, a ghost of her former beauty trapped behind glossy perfection. The next celebrity eventually took a U-turn after years of extremities. Pamela Anderson's rise to fame was powered by her effortless sensuality. As Baywatch's golden-haired lifeguard, she embodied 1990s bombshell culture, confidence, allure, and a sunlit kind of beauty. But that image also became a trap. Hollywood's fixation on her looks encouraged Pamela to chase an impossible standard. She underwent multiple breast augmentations, lip enhancements, and facial filler treatments that at times exaggerated her features beyond recognition. Through the years, her appearance became a mirror for the beauty ideals of each era, each tweak reflecting changing tastes, but also deepening the disconnect from her original self. By her late 40s, Pamela made a striking decision. She began reversing many of her surgeries and embracing a more natural look. Her fresh-faced appearances at Paris Fashion Week and in documentaries about her life showed a woman reclaiming authenticity after years of artifice. Her story now stands as both a cautionary tale and a message of renewal. The beauty we spend decades trying to preserve often returns when we finally stop fighting time. The next celebrity moved from one of Hollywood's most beloved actresses to one of the most talked about, and back then to one of the most beloved. Renee Zellweger, the Oscar-winning star of Bridget Jones's Diary, had one of the most distinctive faces in Hollywood. Wide eyes, soft cheeks, and an approachable warmth that made her instantly recognizable. That's why the shock was so profound when she appeared at a 2014 event looking dramatically different. Her new face ignited a storm of speculation about eyelid surgery, fillers, and facial reshaping. Some said she looked refreshed, others said unrecognizable. The public fixation was relentless. Renee responded with grace, denying most of the surgery rumors and explaining that she was simply healthier and happier after years of exhaustion. But the debate revealed something deeper: how society reacts when a woman dares to age or refuses to. Her transformation became a mirror reflecting Hollywood's brutal expectations, where even natural aging is treated as a flaw to be corrected. Years later, Zellweger reclaimed control through her work, delivering acclaimed performances and reminding the world that talent endures beyond appearance. Her story isn't one of vanity, but of survival in an industry that demands eternal youth. A surgical botch by a charlatan was the undoing of the next celebrity on our list. Priscilla Presley's story is one of Hollywood's most tragic encounters with cosmetic deception. Once a symbol of timeless beauty and grace, the former wife of Elvis Presley became the victim of a horrific cosmetic scandal that left her face permanently altered. In the early 2000s, Priscilla was reportedly injected with industrial-grade silicone, the same substance used to lubricate car parts, by a man posing as a doctor. The fake practitioner, later revealed to be unlicensed, claimed his injections were a revolutionary anti-aging treatment. Instead, they caused lumps, swelling, and tissue damage that required multiple corrective surgeries. The betrayal was devastating. Priscilla had trusted a professional with her appearance, only to be disfigured by greed and fraud. Her ordeal became a stark warning about the dangers of unregulated cosmetic work. For a woman who had once captivated the world with her delicate features and elegance, the transformation was heartbreaking. Despite the trauma, Priscilla showed remarkable resilience. She later underwent legitimate medical treatments to repair the damage, regaining much of her composure and confidence. Yet, even today, the scars of that experience remain visible reminders of what she endured. It was not vanity, one insider said. It was trust misplaced. Her story stands as one of the most powerful cautionary tales in Hollywood's history. Proof that even those with fame, money, and access can fall victim to the dark side of beauty enhancement. The next celebrity on this list took surgical enhancements to an extreme level, and she certainly paid the price. Katie Price, once known as Jordan, was the ultimate British glamour model of the late 90s and early 2000s. She built an empire from her striking looks, bold personality, and business savvy. But what started as small cosmetic enhancements to maintain her image slowly spiraled into an obsession that left even her most loyal fans stunned. Her first surgery came early, a simple breast augmentation that catapulted her into fame. Yet, as time passed, each new alteration seemed to erase a piece of the woman she once was. Multiple boob jobs, rhinoplasties, lip fillers, facelifts, and Brazilian butt lifts followed in quick succession. She became, in her own words, addicted to the transformation. In interviews, Katie has been startlingly honest about her relationship with cosmetic surgery. "I love surgery," she once said, "and I'll never stop." Her frankness shocked audiences, but also exposed the strange modern relationship between fame and body modification. Katie seemed to be living proof that in an age of social media and reality television, beauty wasn't just a standard, it was a product, one you could endlessly edit. Yet the physical toll became apparent. In recent years, several of her procedures led to complications. Photographs from her recovery periods showed swelling, bruising, and pain. Critics accused her of setting a dangerous example for young fans, while others argued that she was simply exercising her freedom over her own body. Her story highlights the darker side of the beauty industry, where fame feeds insecurity and surgical enhancement becomes performance art. Still, Katie remains unapologetic. Despite warnings from doctors and family, she continues to reinvent herself as if chasing an ever-elusive version of perfection. From beloved to heavily criticized, the next celebrity was harshly judged by the public. Meg Ryan was the darling of 90s Hollywood, America's sweetheart with a face that radiated warmth, sincerity, and the kind of effortless charm that made audiences fall in love instantly. From Sleepless in Seattle to When Harry Met Sally, her expressions defined romantic comedy itself. But by the mid-2000s, her appearance began to change, sparking headlines that shocked fans worldwide. Her lips looked fuller, her cheeks more pronounced, and her once natural expressions appeared frozen. The transformation was subtle at first, but soon her face became unrecognizable. Plastic surgeons who had never treated her publicly speculated that she had undergone a combination of fillers, Botox, and possibly fat grafting. Whatever the specifics, the outcome was undeniable. The actress known for her radiant authenticity now looked like a stranger. Hollywood, a place that had celebrated her beauty, turned on her almost overnight. Casting offers dwindled. Commentators used her as an example of plastic surgery gone wrong. Yet few stopped to consider the enormous pressure placed on actresses to preserve their youth in an industry that equates aging with invisibility. Meg herself remained largely silent about the criticism. In rare interviews, she brushed off the obsession with her looks, suggesting that people simply couldn't handle seeing women age. "I love my life," she said calmly, "and I love the person I've become." It was a graceful response to a cruel narrative, one that exposed how unforgiving Hollywood can be, especially to women over 40. Meg and Mickey Rourke have a lot in common. They both changed drastically over the years. Mickey Rourke's story is one of the most dramatic transformations in Hollywood history, a journey that blurs the line between tragedy and resilience. In the 80s, Rourke was the ultimate screen heartthrob. He had the looks, charisma, and intensity that made him a favorite among directors and audiences alike. But fame, as always, came at a price. After a string of film successes, Rourke left Hollywood to pursue a professional boxing career in the early 90s. The decision would change his life forever. Years in the ring left him with multiple facial injuries, broken bones, shattered cartilage, and severe scarring. When he finally returned to acting, he underwent a series of reconstructive surgeries to repair the damage. Unfortunately, the results were far from what he expected. The once handsome actor's face became swollen and distorted, his features unbalanced and scarred. "I went to the wrong guy to fix my face," Rourke later admitted. "I had to have several surgeries just to put it back together again." The transformation shocked fans and critics alike. Some saw it as the fall of a Hollywood icon, others as the painful price of his choices. Yet Rourke's story is also one of redemption. Despite the physical changes, his raw talent never faded. His performance in The Wrestler, 2008, earned him global acclaim and reminded audiences that artistry runs deeper than appearance. Today, his face tells a story far more compelling than any movie role, one of pain, survival, and defiance. What was supposed to be a beauty enhancement turned into a nightmare for Raji Narine Singh. Raji Narine Singh's story is one of both tragedy and tenacity. Long before social media turned cosmetic horror into viral spectacle, Raji became a cautionary headline after being injected with a dangerous cocktail by a fake practitioner. The substance, reported to include cement and household sealant, caused severe facial deformity, chronic pain, and disfiguring lumps. What began as a desperate attempt to change her nose and face turned into a nightmare of infection and tissue damage that required numerous corrective surgeries. Her case shocked the public not only because of the gruesome physical consequences, but because it exposed a hidden market of unlicensed cosmetic work preying on people with limited access to safe care. Raji's struggle was compounded by shame and stigma, making recovery both medical and psychological. Yet her story is also a testament to resilience. After years of operations, she sought legitimate surgeons to repair the damage, and she used her platform to educate others about the dangers of unregulated injections. Raji has spoken candidly about the emotional toll of living through such a profound alteration. Her experience forced many to reckon with the darker side of cosmetic culture, where fear, insecurity, and quick fixes create fertile ground for fraud. Today, she advocates for stricter regulations, better public awareness, and compassion for those who have been harmed. Her name is a warning and a call to action. Cosmetic procedures are not risk-free, and trust must be earned, not bought from someone on a backstreet bench. In the pursuit of beauty, these 10 celebrities became mirrors of our culture's obsession with perfection. Their faces, sculpted, lifted, and sometimes lost, tell stories far beyond vanity. They reveal the pressure of fame, the cruelty of public opinion, and the painful truth that even the rich and beautiful are not immune to insecurity. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new videos. See you in the next one.